Good morning, all of you. Welcome to SRPS Online Studies. Students, yeah, previous week we had already discussed our chapter number 8 of class 6, that is getting to know plants. Okay, in that part we had already covered that what are the flowering plants, what are the examples of non-flowering plants, and classification of plants. That we see that plants are classified into three categories according to their sizes and according to their structure. Okay, after that we know about it creepers and climbers also, and then we get it to know about plant system, and in that part we know about that plant has two parts. One is below than soil, that is root system, and above the soil is that is shoot system. After that, today we are going to discuss our plant main part, that is root. Yes students, we all know that root is the main part of a plant. Why we say it is a main part? Because by the help of root only the plant can stand in a standard position. Okay, so the main root is called the tap root. See, in the roots part also we have seen two types of roots are there. In a particular roots part, see, in one root we have seen two types of roots. What is first one is tap root and the second one is lateral roots. Tap root means the main root. The main root is called our tap root, and the branches that arise from the main root and the branches which arises from the sideways by this root, that are known as our lateral roots. Okay, we can take the example of carrot also. You have seen the carrot. Carrot is in the form of a main part of the root, that is carrot, and the lateral roots are coming out from that part. Okay, and a number of thin fiber like roots arise from the base of the stem also, which spread out in the soil and give support to the plant, that is known as our fibrous root. See students, when we see the roots, we have seen two types of basically roots are there, tap root and fibrous roots. Okay, the two types of root systems are the tap root system and the fibrous root system. Okay, so in that part we had already discussed about tap root. So the main root is known as our tap root, and a number of thin fibers which root arise from the base of the stem. From the base of the stem, the roots which arise from the base of the stem, they are known as our fibrous root. We have seen mostly this type of roots in our crop plant, just in maize, corn, or we can say maize, wheat. In this type of plants, we can say wheat, maize, barley. They are all the examples of these type of fibrous roots. So what we understand from this one roots, that the roots are of two types. First one is tap root and the other one is fibrous roots, and the thin fiber like structure which comes out of the main root, that is called our lateral roots. Okay, now the types of roots we have seen, we had already discussed previously. The two types of root system are tap root system and fibrous root system. Student, see in this our picture also, a green color, a green leaves of taproot system of radish. We know that they have what type of roots? Taproot system. Okay, because they have a main root. And see the other one of fibrous roots, they spread from the base of the stem. Okay, so these are the type of fibrous root. The both type of roots are differentiating here by the help of diagrams. Now, what are the functions of root? What the roots are doing in our plant part? Roots anchor the plant to the soil. We all know about it. If the root is there, our plant is standing in upright position. Okay, so the first function of root is roots anchor the plant to the soil. First one. Second is roots absorb water and minerals present in the soil. We all know about it, that roots are under the soil. So what they do below the soil, what they do? They can absorb all the water and minerals which is present in the soil. They absorb that part from the soil. Okay, so the second function of our soil is roots absorb water and minerals present in the soil. Third function is water and mineral salts reach the stem and the branches through a system of the thin tubes present in the roots and the stem. what now when the roots absorb this water and minerals, these water and minerals have to be go to all over the plant. So what they do, so what say these salts reach the stem part and the branches through a system of thin tubes, they have to be spread over all all through a plants. Okay, what are the other function now? Roots bind the soil particles together and prevent soil erosion. We all know that if the plant is there, if the roots is there, so root can binded some soil particles under the soil. Okay, so it binded the soil particles and it prevent soil erosion. So basically, what are the main functions we have studied in the root? We see that the root have 4 main functions. First one, they anchor the plant to the soil. Second one, they absorb water and minerals from the soil. Third one, they give the water and minerals to the whole part of the plant by the help of branches and thin tubes. Fourth one, roots bind the soil particles. Okay. Now, how the roots are modified, and or we can say modifications of the root. In some plants, we see that the roots perform other functions too besides the 3 primary functions they are given below. So, what are these functions? We can say that their structure is slightly changed. In what happened for this? Listen, roots perform other functions. Okay, roots perform other different functions which changes their structure. When roots perform different functions, listen students very carefully, when roots perform different functions and which changes their structure, that this phenomena is called their modifications. Okay, now what happened in the case of root? The food made in the green leaves, it travels downwards and is stored in this tap roots, which is used by the plants in unfavorable conditions. Understand? Again you understand it. The food which the green plants have made in their leaf part, that food part travels downwards and stored in the tap roots. Okay, which is used by the plant when it is in unfavorable conditions. We can see so many examples of this type of roots modification. Their examples are radish, turnip, carrot. These all are the modification of roots. We can say that it is not an stem part, it is not an actual root. We can say that the turnip is also a modification of root. We can say carrot is also a modification of root, or we can say that radish is also a modification of root. So root grow from the branches also. As the root reaches the ground, they fix themselves in the soil and give support to the spreading branch. So these type of roots are known as prop roots. Listen students, roots are also modified to give extra support to the plants. We have seen this in a banyan tree. We have seen banyan tree. The banyan tree has roots that grow down from its branches. Okay, as these roots reaches the ground, they fix themselves in the soil and give support to the spreading branches of the huge tree. So these type of roots are known as prop roots. So we can ultimately say that the roots which comes out from the branches to give the extra support to the plant, that are known as prop roots. So understand students, how many types of roots we had studied? We have studied step root, we have studied lateral roots, we have studied fibrous roots, and then we had studied one more, prop roots. So modifications of the root, we all know if some changes is there in the performing of root function, they are known as modification. So in the cases of carrot, turnip and radish, we see that the root parts are modified, stored some food in the downwards part, and it's modified in the form of roots. Okay. Now, what are the functions of stem? We see so we had covered our root part, that what we had studied in our root parts, the types, general introduction about roots, how many types of roots are there, then what are the functions of root, and then modifications of the root. Now we are going to start our next part, that is the stem. Listen student, we all know about the stem, that this stem has keep the plants in upright position. Okay, so what are the functions of stem? Let's see. The stem keeps the plant upright in a standing position. Okay. The second one is the stem bears branches, leaves, flowers, and fruits. We all know that these all things are to be grown over on their plants, on their stem part. So stem bears all these branches, leaves, flowers, and fruits. The main function, what is the main function of the stem? The main function of the stem is that stem transports water, minerals, and food to all parts of the plant. See, listen, we had already studied about root, that the root absorb the water minerals from the soil. So that water minerals have to be gone to all over the plant. So what they do, by which part they have to be go over the plant? So this stem part is responsible for that this stem transports water, minerals, and food to all parts of the plant. Okay, so these are the functions. So what are the functions we have studied? The stem keeps the plant upright. The stem bears branches, leaves, flowers, and fruits over on them. And the main function of the stem is that they transport water, minerals, and food to all parts of the plant. Now, just like a modification of the root, here we also study about the modification of the stem. Yes, we all know that the modification of the stem. So we have seen in this part that the stems are modified to give support. Stems are modified to to store food, and stems are modified to make food also. Let's see. Thin thread-like structure on the stems. Thin thread-like structure on the stem, they are known as stem tendrils. Okay, you have seen when you seen gourd, grapevine, so have you seen this type of flowering plants? So we will find that all of them have a weak stems. In the case of money plant also we have seen. Okay, so we have said, they have a weak stem. So we will also notice the thin thread-like structures on the stem. There in the case of money plant also we have seen one thread-like brown color thread-line structure is there. They are known as our stem tendrils. Stems are modified to give support. Yes, obviously stems are modified to give support in the form of stem tendrils. Okay, how they do? The tendril structure of surface. We all know the tendril structure of surface. They coil around it. They coil around the plants and give a basic support or give the support to the plants. Okay, and the next one is stems are modified to store food also. And in the part of food, how about the stems are modified? Stems is to be changed in the form of storing food. So what is that? What are the examples we have seen in that? Ginger, okay, or we can say adrak, okay, a ginger, potato. These all are the examples of modified stem part. Okay, stems are modified to make food also. Okay, stems are modified to make food. How? In the case of cactus, you see, a cactus plant grows in deserts. We all know, where there is a little amount of water is there. So what they do? To prevent loss of water from the surface of the leaves, these are modified to become spines. These stems are modified to become spines. So it is the green stem in the cactus that performs all the functions performed by the leaves in other plants. Okay, so including the preparation of food, the stem is fleshy and can store store water for a long period of time. Okay, so understand cactus example. We all know that the cactus is there in the desert area. In desert area the temperature is very high. So according to their area adaptation part, so what they do, to prevent their less amount of water from the surface of the leaves, the leaves of the stem is to be modified into the spines. Okay, so the green stem, what they do, they can prepare the food also, and they can their function performed by the leaves in all other plants. They perform all the function which performed by the leaves on all other plants. Okay, so these are the modification of stem. Okay, now the next part is our leaf. Okay, what is the next part? The leaf. Listen students, We have seen the leaf in our garden, in everywhere in our nature. So today we are going to discuss about the structure of leaf. Students, the flat green part of the leaf. See in the diagram, and behalf of the diagram you try to understand these lines. The flat green part of the leaf is called the lamina. Understand? The leaf green part which is there, the whole green part, that part is called our lamina or leaf blade. Understand? And lamina is attached. See, this leaf lamina is attached by to the stem by a narrow short stalk. What is this narrow short stalk? What is there? They are known as petiole. So what the two things? What the two things, or two, we can say two structures we have seen in this one. Now the flat green portion of the leaf is called what? Is called lamina or leaf blade, and this leaf blade, this lamina, is attached to a stem by a narrow short stalk, that is called our petiole. Understand? Now let's see with the help of diagram. See students, this one is our structure of a leaf. See, the outermost part which is cut in shape, this is known as blade. It is just like a blade. Okay, so we can say that it is a leaf blade of a leaf. Understand? Or blade or lamina of a leaf. Understand? After this, these are the veins. These are the veins means, what are the veins? Can you see some lines on the leaf? Yes, these lines are called veins. Okay. Now, structure of leaf. In that part, we had already discussed about the structure, that the outermost part which is in blade shape, they are known as blade, leaf blade or lamina. Okay. After this, we know about this, that thin lines which you see, some lines over on the leaf is there. These lines are known as our what? Veins. Okay. After this, the next part is our the thick thread-like structure which is in the middle of the leaf. They are known as our midrib. We can say that a thick vein in the middle of a leaf is called the midrib. Okay. Then we can see that this midrib and this midrib have a leaf stalk also. The leaf is attached by a thin the stem like part, that is called our petiole, or we can say this leaf is attached to the stem by a narrow short stalk, is called our petiole. Okay, so leaf stalk or petiole, we can say it. Okay. After this, the types of venation. Types of leaf venation. We have seen that the two types of leaf venations are there. First one is parallel venation and the second one is reticulated venation. Yes students, parallel venation. What is the meaning of parallel? It means that something is in this part. See, we have studied about venation, that the arrangement of veins in a leaf is venation. Understand? Arrangement of veins in a leaf is venation. This venation is of two parts. First one is parallel and the other one is reticulate venation. So the veins in plants with fibrous roots, are parallel to each other. So the veins in plants, we can say the veins in plants of fibrous root. It means that the plants which have fibrous roots, they have this type of leaf venation. Okay, so along the length of a leaf, this type of venations of their veins are known as our parallel venation. Understand it again. The veins in plants with fibrous roots. It means the plants which have fibrous roots, they are parallel to each other. That leaves veins are parallel to each other and lag along the length of a leaf. This is called our parallel venation. And the next one is in plants that have tap roots. The plants which have tap roots, the veins for that plants is arranging in a net-like design shape. Okay, so that we can say that it is a reticulate venation. We have seen in this diagrams also. Okay, this one is our the thing which you have seen in a parallel form. This one, the veins are which is in a parallel form, they are known as parallel venation, or the reticulate venation, which is a net like structure over on the leaf. Or we can say that taproot is directly proportional, or we can say that taproot is directly proportional, that in a taproots, they have, if the taproot is there, that they have a reticulate venation, and if the plants have a fibrous root, so they have a parallel venation. Okay, after this, what are the functions of leaf? Yes, we all know that what are the functions of leaf. The main function of leaf is to make food for the plant. Okay, so the presence of a green pigment is called chlorophyll. Okay, so what is the thing? So the presence of a green pigment, the presence of green pigment which is present in the plant, which is present in the leaf, that is called our chlorophyll. What does this chlorophyll do? This chlorophyll uses sunlight and provides energy to the plant for making food. So this process of making food by the leaves is called our photosynthesis. You have studied earlier in 5th class also. Okay, so the process of making food in a plant, that is called our photosynthesis. So this one is the main function of a leaf. So the food that the leaf prepares is a kind of sugar. So the food which prepared by the leaf, that is a kind of sugar, that is called our glucose. Okay, and then the glucose changes into starch before the plant stores it. So the food which the leaves make, the plant cannot store it, is in that form only. So what they do, they can convert that glucose into starch and then they store it. Okay, plants use some of this food to perform their life functions and store the rest in fruits. Okay, and store the rest in fruits, roots, stems or leaves. So we can say plant use some of this food to perform their life functions. Plant use some of this food because we all know that they are, the leaves are the food factory of the plant. Okay, so that is, they have given the life to the plant, so they perform their life functions and store the rest in fruits, roots, stems and leaves. Okay, and leaves provide food to the entire living world. We all have taken our food from the leaves also, and leaves, they can prepare our food, and they can, entire living world, we have taken our food also from the plant. Okay, so what are the functions of the leaf? We have seen that in a leaf a green pigment is there, chlorophyll. This chlorophyll uses sunlight and take the chlorophyll which is present inside the leaves, they prepare, and then they can form a glucose in the form of food. So glucose, we had, the plants cannot take this glucose as it in a form, in a food form. So what they do, they can convert it into the starch form. Okay, and then they store it in a leaf, roots or stems or fruits. Okay, and they have to give the plants to all over the world. Now functions of a leaf. Then what are the main functions of a leaf? Leaves release water from the plant through stomata. You all know that in a plant, in a leaf, stomatas are present, and these stomatas are the main part that by which the atmospheric oxygen atmospheric CO2 come inside, and the oxygen which is made by the plant, by this stomata only they comes out in a nature. So leaves release some amount of water from the plant also through the stomata. This process is called our transpiration. So students, to understand that what is transpiration, the process by which plant release some amount of water by the leaves, they are known as our transpiration process. The two important functions of transpiration, what is this, why this transpiration is helpful to the plant, what they do, why this is essential for the plants. First thing, it helps in cooling down the leaves. First important as per the function of transpiration is that they keep the plant in cooling down the leaves. Okay, so it means that they made a cool atmosphere. Second is, it plays an important role in the water cycle by increasing the moisture in the air. Okay, so that it plays an important role in water cycle also. So this one is our two important function of transpiration. By this, the leaves can do their transpiration process. See, by this help of diagram, sun is there in a yellow form. So one plant is there, that the below the soil part is root, stem is there, stomata is present in the leaves. And so what they do to stomata, these stomata can take CO2 from the nature, and the oxygen which they made in a photosynthesis process, they comes out in a nature, and the water droplets in the form of transpiration, they comes out in a nature, and they evaporate, and then they increase the moisture in a atmosphere. Okay, now modifications of the leaf, same as they are of root and stem, leaf are also modified. So leaves are also modified to give support, and leaves are also modified into spines. See, we have taken two examples also here. Gloriosa with leaf tendrils, they have this type of leaves modification, and cactus with spines, they have this type of leaves modification in the spines form.